You're 5'9" and married an angel, and he's 6'3" and single as fuck. Who's winning? Damn, the short king's got him. Yo. How guys doing this fine afternoon? Oh man. There have been some slight upgrades to the stream since I was here anyway, tooling around with stuff. Look at that. We got, if I can direct your eyes to the lower left hand corner of the screen, just a moment, we have recent things that happened. I noticed, I did some research. I watched some other streamers and they put that shit on the screen, so hey, please enjoy. By the way, whomst was first, you may ask? Rear Boy DOS. Real shit. Also, Vinny, non-metallic metal. I will not be doing any non-metallic metal. No, I apologize, but I'm, how do you say, not great at painting. But you know what? A lot of people aren't good at painting, and they do it anyway. So let's have a conversation, I guess. Death, 1942, thanks for the tier 1, I appreciate it. What's the song that you play from the anime clip where the hand helps the dude beat up a bar? Could you be referring to this? That is Salvatore Ganacci, Fight Dirty. His music is honestly like just okay, I guess, but his music videos are above and beyond excellent. Super fun, in my IMO. Mike Scarborough, thanks for continuing the gift sub they got from Tay Barracuda. Holy shit, the system works. New chat looking crisp. Yeah, I got new chat up here. The other one was pretty scuffed, and I admit it. It was. Hopefully this one looks a little better. On this screen exactly, I might need to darken the thing I put behind it so that it separates from the background a little better, but I think this one is clean. It's cleaner, right? Also, I have a huge pop filter in front of the mic that CJO Busta donated for specifically a long time ago, and I finally set it up. So if the mic is too quiet or sounds weird, I might have to fuck with the settings again. But we got a pop filter. We are protected from plosives at this moment. Anyway, I got to continue thanking a bunch of people. Duke Nukie, yeah, it's Patrick Dukeman. We have Patrick Dukeman for the intro this morning. Unlife, thanks to the big primer, I appreciate it. Comment is hype to have been a fan for such a big amount of time. Yeah, true, 8 months is a long time. Unlife E. I appreciate it, and good comment. Combat Chan. Damn. Combat Chan? Is this the Combat Butler? Anyway, thanks for the gifter. 5 tier 1 gifts? Nice, dude. Thanks for the grip, I appreciate it. And the timer increases. We got a subscriber goal, because I noticed other streamers put that shit on the screen as well, so I've done it too. If it's annoying, I'll just remove it, I guess. But I have a subscriber goal of meme number of subs, which is 420. I was going to do a goal donation incentive for $42,069 for the whole 420.69, but I figured I won't be earning that for 3 years total, so let's put an achievable thing up there, huh? Anyway, Combat Chan, appreciate the 5. Big. And Tarkin Rex, thanks for the tier 1, 16 months. Damn, your subscription can drive with a learner's permit. Anyway, thanks a lot. 16 months, that's almost a year, true. Also, this joke is almost getting old. It is not. Also, there's a point in time where a joke gets like old and no one likes it anymore. But if you just keep working at it, you know, until everyone hates it, that's the sweet spot. Could get every widget. I saw the little cup widget, the jar that you fill with bits and stuff like that. I didn't set it up though. I didn't want the screen to be too busy, although, I don't know, it's looking a little busy, but then again, I did some research on other streamers, and it seems to run the gamut. Can we throw emotes at you? Oh, where it bonks you with a hammer and stuff? I'll look into that. Senate getting there? What do you mean Senate? No VTuber set up yet? You know, Roy Boy Doss made me... it's not technically a VTuber because it's not like a... There's no motion tracking, but like... It's a... You know that emote where it's pixel art me? It's like a... It's an animated GIF, like a pixel art version of me. And it responds to... With a little bit of a delay, it responds to like audio and stuff. And I was thinking about putting it up on the hobby stream because I can't show my webcam and you gotta look at something, right? But it required a bunch of setup. I'm gonna work on it. I just didn't have time. I might do it. Yeah, PNG tuber, there you go. Did some research on streamers. Where's the hot tub? It's on the female half of streaming. I don't know of any legitimate, like, non-joke that have hot tub streaming for men, because just no one cares. But, you know, you follow the audience, right? When do we get the Heywoah version of the introduce your VTuber TikTok? Yeah, that'd be a good one. I think it's fun. Look, I've played RPGs since I was born. Alright? It's fun to make up a little character sheet. And I looked at some of the VTuber, like, introduction things. They have their backstory and shit. They got, like, oh, this is my lore, and here's a little comic book. Like, it's fun. It seems fun to me. I'm, like, residually happy for them. There's a good otters hot tub stream on you. You mean otters? Otters are cute. Character creation is choice. Yeah, character creation is fun. To be TBH. Dr. Dead made a lot of progress on his Pacific Rim Knight Army. It's now in a position where you can play it on the table. Just need to do some finer detailing. Nice. Pacific Rim is a great choice for making huge robots, I gotta say. It's a fun movie. Don't watch the sequel, but the first one is very fun. Or Pop Yop. There's some background white noise, but it's pretty nice. The background white noise that you are hearing, Grace and the Mighty, is my air conditioning unit. Which, there's just no way around it. I tried turning up the... I put a noise gate on the mic, long story short. And you couldn't hear it, but then when I talked, like, it would come in and start fucking with it, and so I just essentially had to get rid of the noise gate. And yeah, unfortunately, it's the summer. It's 100 million degrees in my house. I got equipment fucking everywhere, and if I don't put the AC on, I'm just melting. And actually, my computer overheated the last time I streamed, and I didn't have the AC on. So unfortunately, you're just going to have to hear that in the background. There's nothing I can do about it. I apologize. It is in another room this time, though. It used to be 3 feet away from the mic, which is an even worse idea, but what are you going to do? Hey, look forward to those winter and fall streams where I don't have the thing running and it sounds perfect. Noise gate, yeah. Finished your Idneth for a tournament this weekend and got to finally play with a painted army after 15 years in the hobby. Yeah, it's fun. There's something special about playing with an army that is complete, right? You finished it, you did it, it's done. There really is something a little bit special about playing in real life, fully painted army against somebody else's fully painted army with terrain and stuff. It's special. You don't hear anything? It's probably because you're not using headphones. I did a sound check and I tested this, because I do. And if you're using headphones that are good, you will hear it, and it'll fucking annoy the shit out of you. At least, as a person who edits stuff, it annoys me. If you're using like desktop speakers, you have a 50-50 chance of hearing it. And if you're listening to it on your phone, the speaker on a phone is so garbage that you wouldn't even be able to tell. Are we getting the true power of meat tier tonight? You're I assume you mean genuinely excited. I might do that a little later, yeah. I might get to some hobby. Alright, I'll chat a little bit more. I got the setup over here. It took me a while to get the setup right. And I don't know if it even is. There might be some technical difficulties and bugs, but I got another monitor over Yay, right? so I can actually read chat instead of trying to use my phone like before, which was fucking annoying, and the thing just, it did not work. Imagine watching Twitch on your phone. It's actually miserable. I now know many of your pains. Many of yours use pain, right? Anyway, so I can read chat. It'll be a grand old time. Are we painting with our imaginations? Well, I'm going to use a brush too, but also that. See, Dad, with the first time chatter, use alls. That's a, you know what? That's probably better. That's more correct. Hey, thanks for the first time chat. Imagine your first time chatting being correct. You're starting a dynasty. The Twitch app is the worst? Yes. Yes, it is. I mean, we make do with what we have, right? Watching Twitch on your Nokia? I mean, that's pretty good, but where's my N-Gage at? Oh, wait, Nokia 3110. Nice. You could drop that off a skyscraper and land on a nuclear bomb and it would still work. Can't imagine being right. Well, you tuned in here. You know? Here, this is where it all changes. This is where it all turns around. How long did it take me to make the last YouTube video? It's hard to say really because I rewrote the script in full something like 3 times. And huge sections of it, rewrote it, deleted something, wrote 3 pages, deleted it, so on and so forth. Like, I did that for a while. If we're talking just after recording, I also did research on a bunch of stuff, right? Like how good armies were and what the key units were, I thought. And then like, ooh, how much damage or whatever. You know, one of the versions of that, by the way, one of the versions of every army in 31 minutes had like report cards on it with a little Marvel vs. Capcom triangle, you know, where it's like, oh, offense, defense, positioning, mechanics, you know, and I graded every army in the game on that and showed it on the screen, but there were a few where I was hung up on. I wasn't sure how exactly to qualify it, and rules were changing so much that I decided to get rid of that whole thing. So that would have been a part of it for every army, and I got rid of it. Because, really, I only do one of these like once a year, right? And there's 6 new battle tomes about to come out. And if I just say something is good, and these are the key units, or something is an underdog, but they're getting a new book soon, and these are the key units, right? And then new battle tomes come out, the video isn't entirely obsolete. But if I say, you know, A- offense because of this, B+ defense because of this, here's the positioning, mechanics C- because of this, it's totally like changed, right? It's completely, it's just different and kind of irrelevant, and only a percentage of people who are watching the video will realize it. And it might turn them off from playing an army they would really like, and unbeknownst to them, maybe there's a new battle tome or something. So I got rid of it. If you're talking about after recording, I have probably like 3 weeks of working on it basically every day, except for days where I had to like leave my house or do other work. So, I don't know, maybe 50 hours at minimum. At bare minimum, 50 hours. Couldn't be more than 80, I don't think. I mean, keeping in mind, I'm like made most of the memes for it as well, or the ones that you would obviously think so, right? And some of that time was inefficiently spent, I admit, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to spend 2 hours photoshopping themselves in front of a chalkboard from Glengarry Glen Ross, reassembling the chalk letters from parts of other chalk letters on the screen and rotating them and changing their size to form out the word charge, because there isn't a font for convincing looking chalk, you know? And then putting my face on it, all for a meme that's going to be on the screen for all of exactly 2 seconds in a half an hour video. But you know what? It's worth it. They come here for the quality, maybe. You'd like to think so. Yeah, 1,000 hours in MS Paint, of course. Hats off, sure. Go Heywoah, I guess. Yeah, the game's adjusting the balance near constantly, and so it would be impossible to, like, fully future-proof any video. Ahem. Radadron redeemed ad time. Alright, get fucking owned, I guess. Apologies. How did you figure out how to do the photos? I thought originally that what I would do is use keywords of playstyles. So like alpha shoot, alpha strike, you know, grinder or whatever, castle, magic, dom, stuff like that. And then I would find pictures that evoked exactly that and then reuse them over and over, almost like a key, right? And I decided to take out I used to have the little title, like what it was on the screen, but I felt that was too busy. Like there was just so much going on the screen, I got rid of it, and I'm like, you know what? They'll just look at them, and they'll know, you know, especially because I'm listing the things out when I'm talking about it, and that was obviously a mistake. So, because it was like the most asked question. So next time, obviously, I'll just put the names of the playstyles on there, easy, right? But the movie recommendation thing turned out pretty nice. That was I think, you know what? If I'm patting myself on the back, I think the concept of giving movie recommendations was a good idea. I tell you what, right? I put more thought into those movie recommendations than you probably should. Although some of them I'm still not happy with, but you gotta release it eventually. Thanks, Horde Long Number. I appreciate it. Speaking of working on stuff, ideally I'll start recording on the next faction focus. Why play this army? I'm thinking Thursday is when I might record for that one. The script is kind of all over the place in a bunch of chunks, but I've made a commitment to, as far as the work-life balance, it's not really work-life balance, it's like Twitch-YouTube balance. There was too much Twitch and not enough YouTube. And so I'm making videos more often, and SG Arcade is like chopping up Twitch streams and putting them on Heywoah Plus. Thanks for the 100 bits, Dr. Magic Conch. I appreciate it. Was the whole vid just a cover to get people to watch Annihilation? I liked Annihilation. I thought it was great. It was the most colorful horror movie I've ever seen. I enjoyed it. And not really, I just thought it fit Nurgle very well. Like, very well, actually. I thought it fit Nurgle. So I put it in there. So this is in a casual sense. It's much more about game feel and what makes an army cool. Yeah, Dr. Dead. It is targeted at new players. It's not targeted at people who know... People who watch Honest Wargamer every day, right? And go to tournaments all the time. The reason they would watch that video is purely to be entertained, right? And they might nitpick about, ooh, this army isn't technically an underdog, it's better than I think it is, or is that really a key unit, or, you know, so on and so forth. Or somebody watches 2+ Tough every day, and they're like, actually, Fire Slayers, when they blaze their runes, it releases the magic, and they think that it is also putting their god back together by doing that. It's not an either or. I know this stuff. I'm just trying to be entertaining. And I say as much in the video, so it's much more about mouthfeel. Don't ever say that again. Don't use those words. But yeah, it's for like somebody, I mean, the beginning of the video is, hey, this is what Age of Sigmar is. You've probably heard of 40k. All right, let's move on, you know? So you can see the target group that I'm hitting is people who, like, their friend plays Age of Sigmar and they Google it, and this is like the first video they watch. But at least everybody else will still be entertained. And so that's the sweet spot I'm trying to hit, is that it's useful for the brandest, newestest players, but anybody else who watches it is at least going to be entertained. Anyhow, thanks for liking my stuff. What are we up to tonight? Good question. Let's head over to the painting station, shall we? I saw that you listed units besides Vanguard in the STD section, and I eagerly anticipate your correction and amendment to the video. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Vanguard are great, actually. I don't know that I would consider them a key unit for Slaves to Darkness, but key unit does not mean the only things that are good in the book, and if you don't play them, you're dumb. Key unit just means these are the things I tend to see people playing the most, and that seem to accentuate what the army is about. And Vanguard are good. You kind of have to play all of their synergies to make them actual chads, like give them a circle, you know, for the double damage on the charge, like have Archeon give them their bonus and stuff like that. That makes me hesitant about just naked Vanguard rolling around, but they're still good. You thought the painting was just a rib? Are we actually painting tonight? Unless everything goes wrong, which it might. I have a history of things going wrong when I try to paint on a stream. And I'm just about to get to it as soon as I feel the time is right from chat. Trying to rework the Spirit of the Mountain, and you wanted to give them impact hits. Can you tell me what you think about the following? Impact hits. You're stealing Ogre? You know what? This is cultural appropriation from the Ogres, although everyone's fucking done it already with their impact hits and their capture bonuses. Alright, I mean, you might as well at this point. I'm just kidding. How many hours of Baki should you be watching? Let your conscience be your guide. That being said, the manga is very good. Anime is okay. Maybe okay plus, but it's generally the manga that I like a lot. But that's like me normally. We are under 60 subs from 1,000 on Heywoah Plus YouTube channel. Oh yeah, I should probably give a shout out. Hey, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel Heywoah Plus, please do that. And I'm not saying it for me, because SG Arcade is going to be making 100% of the proceeds from that Twitch or from that YouTube channel, and you can't start making money until you get 1,000 subs on YouTube. So please go sub there, and then like ignore it if you want. Anyway, there's my shout out. I can easily shill for other people. It's rough when I do it for myself though. Travish 100 thinks of the tier 1. 13 months, a baker's year. Their comment is 13 months, that's almost 20 months. That's true. That is true. Anyway, thanks for the tier 1, I appreciate it. 1,000 subs, how about 1,000 DOMs? Well, you're going to have to talk to my friend Vince Bencherella for that one. After this unit finishes charge move, roll number of dice equal the number of models in the target unit. Target unit, so the charged unit. And then for each 4-up, it takes a mortal wound.
Which prime?
It's probably too good against hordes and stuff. A 4-up horde breaker is very good. On a spell, I would consider it very balanced. On a charge, maybe a little too good. And also very swingy, because if you're charging something that's not a horde, it sucks. And then if you're charging a horde, it's maybe too good. So I would find a way to shrink the bell curve a little bit, to lower the silver bullet nature of it. Unless the point of the units, maybe your idea for that giant monster is that it's like a horde killer. If it is, then go with that, right? That's its job, in other words. Birdman, long number. Thanks for the big primer. I appreciate it. And thanks to the 100 bits, Mr. Magic Conch. Preach. Imagine thinking I'm going to take your money. Hey, we signed a contract, alright? We used emoji shaking hands. That's better than signing in blood, right? Anyway, let's hop over to the hobby section. Although I do need to turn on these huge fucking lights and everything. So give me a sec. Yo. Alright. Oh, we got some... There's a different sort of echo going on here, because I have this... I'm in a different position. I'm swiveled left. Does this sound weird? Do let me know. We have pod? What do you mean? What did he mean by this? Sounds okay. Alright, good. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, computer swivel left, please. Well, you know what? I probably can't wear a hat. Because it gets in front of everything. That's not alright. Is that a maw pot? It is a maw pot, yeah. So what we got here is a Thunder Tusk with a maw pot chained to his back, which is going to be the maw pot terrain feature for Ogre Army. And I don't know if you can see it, but we got Kairos Fate Weaver's head in there. We got some Mohawks. There's some skeleton stuff. We got some Beast of Chaos skulls all over it. Some treasure boxes. A hookah on the side of it there. A big old chair. Looking very kingly. Big bits. Yeah, big bits. True. And here's the lad's head. I'm gonna try to do a chrome. I think chrome plating the Thunder Tusk's tusks. I feel like that's what my leader would do here. SGRK, thanks to 5 tier 1 gifters. Huge, dude. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Appreciate, and look at that. Imagine painting, lol. Right, we got our own setup here. Huge. That's the Twitch streamer money conversion. I'll have you know, I did this much something like 1.5 years ago and haven't touched it since. So we're working on it. Reboy Doss, thanks to the gifter. Yeah, hand reveal. Yeah, streamer hand reveal. The mitts. And then we got our dude here, our boy, who is extra thick. And I don't know if you can see it, but we got Stormcast heads as his knee pads. And so he's chilling.
Oh, Lord. Oh, you are so big.
Ooh.
You are so big. So absolutely huge.
Studio Busta, hey, thanks for the $25 dono. Huge, dude. I appreciate it. Oh Lord, you are so very big. Ugh. Look at that dude. Hand hot tub, yeah. Is the widget broke? I hope the widget isn't broke. It doesn't seem to be. But I don't know, maybe it is. Yeah, he has a, that's a gut plate, sir. The skull gut plate. And I'm pretty happy with his flesh tone, but I gave him like denim jean kind of looking stuff, and I might change it to black because there's just going to be so many colors on this thing. I think adding blue to it is a little bit of a mistake, especially when I'm going to be dipping into the blue spectrum for the chrome here anyway. I might change the guy's pants to just be like dark and gray or black or something like that. So anyhow, what's some other random stuff I can show you before I get to work? Widget is moved up. It's not broken. Oh, good. Heywoah painting. Yeah, literal imagine painting. Heywoah stream. What else we got here? This is an unfinished thing that I kit bashed together. This is a Knight Heralder who is holding aloft his mighty doot horn. Like a fucking Chad. It's the top half of the aspiring Deathbringer guy, except I have him holding his mighty horn. It's too bad the Knight Heralder is just like not a unit anyone uses anymore, but yeah, this looks like a genuine Warhammer Strum. Now imagine that. I am able to paint, not particularly well. I mostly like converting stuff more, but this is what a normal Thunder Tusk looks like, and this is pretty close to what this thing will be, except red, once we get into it. So this is the Thunder Tusk I use on the table to game with. We have the what's it called when you fire the gun so much that it starts to like change color and get warped? I did that with the tusks because he shoots so many frost wreath ice at stuff that it's starting to like gun barrel warp his tusks, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. Oh yeah, I gave him a cannon of the Sky Titan on his arm here, and you'll note it's chained up to him, and over here it's chained to the maw pole on a swivel so he can fire. Because every time at least very early on, when I was playing with Beastclaw against people, no one had ever played against Beastclaw before because the army had sucked forever. And they kept asking me, they would look at the Stonehorn and look at the Thundertusk, and they're like, which is the one that shoots again? Because everyone was afraid of Thundertusks back then, because they did 6 mortal wounds on a 2-up, which was good. And so I kit bashed my Thundertusks up to all have huge cannons, so that no one would like need to ask me that when we're playing ever again. So it's pretty nice. Anyway, so that's Thundertusk. That's what this guy will end up looking like. I probably won't put quite so much snow onto him, even though I think it looks nice, but it prohibits me from ever fixing anything. Heat distressing. Thanks for the tape checking on that one. Yeah, that's got to be it. Nerf Heralder lost his place in the world. He did. He has nothing. He's sort of like a womp womp hammer. And then here's my single git, the one single git that I own. This thing doesn't focus any closer than where we are, so. But little Snazgar stink mullet, I gave him one of those hippie rainbow mushroom hats and everything like that. And that's kind of fun. Hat's off. My hat is off, literally. Like if I had my hat, you would be seeing it coming into frame. And so I actually just had to take it off. Anyway. What shall I paint here? What are we working on? I might change this dude's pants to some sort of dark gray real quick. And maybe I'll work on, I don't know, a bunch of metals or something. His hat reminds you of a Japanese rice farmer. Yeah, a little bit. That was one of the dudes I painted for Mephisto. Is I found David Lopan looking ass miniature. And I did him up as a necromancer, and I gave all the skeletons little rice hats because I thought it looked cool. Hate to inform you that Snazgar Stink Mullet is dead in the lore. Yeah, he is. He is but a normal fungoid cave shaman at this point. So, you know, what are you going to do? Let's see. Are there any other non-metals that I can work on here? Oh yeah, this thing. It's just got to be blue, right? It's just got to... He just has to have a really light blue, because this is super red, obviously. It's less red in real life. It's a little darker in real life, because the contrast here is... Or the brightness is maybe a little too high. But I'm thinking... If I'm going to give him any sort of war paint, and war paint is prominently featured in my army, it's just got to be like a candy blue fucking teal or something like that. Let's see. Let's check the tapes on all this paint over here. Arcane blue, that's probably a little too light, I think. What's this color? A little too gray. A little bit of woad game. Yeah, we are woad gaming. Also, enjoy the paint shaking ASMR here. Too dark. Double green. Where are my blue stuffs at? Maybe arcane blue might be the right one. The paint shaking sounds like ear licking streams? I wouldn't know. And truthfully, for once, it's not a meme. Almost every time I say that, it's obviously a meme, right? What's that? And I'm 12, you know? I've never watched an ear licking stream. Mostly because, you know, pornography exists, right? Like, why do you need to watch that shit on Twitch? Alright, trying Arcane Blue here, which might be too blue, but, well, honestly, I'm looking at it, might be a little too green. I know it doesn't look like it on the camera, but it kind of is. Also, yo, I need to change this set. We gotta move stuff around here. This is probably going to be annoying to look at all the time, isn't it? But my microphone is right here, so I'm going to have to do stuff in here. Verisimilitude, yeah, and then I can move this over there. I'm going to be regularly painting as long as people seem to give a shit. So I got to make sure this this setup works all right, you know. Let's glob some over here. Powder's so white. Yeah, I just bought it. My old one was looking like a year of wasted paint kind of stuff. So this is like brand spanking new levels of palette. You guys are here for the beginning of the palette. Absolute beginning. Too watery. Oh wait, I gotta move this. Okay, so I have to hold it. I'm learning all these painting streamers. They're ahead of me on this one. I'm still learning about this stuff. You gotta position this so that the camera can see what you're doing, which makes it such that I can't really see what I'm doing. Or I kind of can, but it's annoying. It ain't easy being a painting streamer. Look at this. I'm hitting the mic. Alright, so I gotta figure out a better mic situation here, I think. Painting on camera is quite difficult. Yo, you're telling me. It is. And that's probably frustrating no matter who you are, but imagine not being very good at painting like me. It's extra bad. I don't have much phantom skill to imply here. Alright, one thin coat. Easy. I'm gonna use this color anywhere else. Speaking of. Alright, this painting water simply has to go over here. 100%. You're not over Heywoah's official playmat? Yeah, Citadel official playmat. Games Workshop sent this to me personally. After I paid them for it, and then went to the store for local pickup. Use the camera like your eyes and do it with brain surgery? Oh, yeah. I'm really bad at that. In fact, I learned all of like my art experience, my real life art experience was with physical media. And so I suck at using like a tablet or something to digitally paint with as well, because my brain just does not want to be looking somewhere where the, you know, okay, let's say I'm painting here, right? If I'm looking somewhere else for it, I can't connect the dots. It's probably just a learned thing. In fact, for sure is. But good suggestion anyway. The Spirit's impact hit would basically be when the unit finishes charge move, roll number of dice equal to for each model within 3, and each roll equal to or greater than the abilities value. Starts at a 2-up. You must have special connections to get special delivery services like that. You know, if you go to Games Workshop's website and under shipping options, you just say send it to my local store, you too can have this power. I have found. Maybe I'll start turning this dude's pants into dark pants. Neutral gray. What do we got over here? Some kind of black. Underbelly blue. Yeah, maybe this one's okay. Okay, I shook that up and it's brown. Ooh, okay. Good one. Imagine not using paints for long enough that when you shake them up, they completely change color. You must have some kind of, let's see. You just skipped right to drawing on the monitor? Yeah. You know, I could do that, but them shits are expensive, and I don't do that kind of thing for a living, so... yeah, beat the devil out of it. Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is my gray? I got a gray here somewhere. Alright, Jackbone... Iron Hull Gray. Here we go. Iron Hull Gray. Might be the color I'm looking for. It is, but definitely needs more shaken. Twitch Prime. Morbius, hey, thanks for the big primer. Appreciate it. TY. Love hobby streams. I'm giving it a try. I'm giving her a try here. Let's see how it turns out. Is it too close to his shoes now? I would like this to be darker. Let's darken this up. Much better. I want like almost a black, but not quite a black. Do you think you'll paint your IDK anytime this decade? Yeah, I do. I got some right here. This is like the one finished dude, or the test print guy. They're dark elves, right? So they're like Drow from Menzo Baranzan or whatever. I got a little bit of an ocean floor thing I was trying to do, where you can kind of see the sun reflecting through the top of the waves, you know, a little bit, going from a green to a blue, and gave them like bone weapons, some gold and red. I think the color scheme's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And so I'll finish those. I'll finish that sometime before Old World comes out, right? Alright, I think that's improved. His pants are just going to really be boring, but not everything needs to be crazy exciting, I don't think. Considering the model is just going to have so much shit all over it, anyhow. There's a big video on the Heywoah Prime channel that has a big playlist, music to paint to or something like that. Yeah, it's called Warhammer Radio. And I feel like I gave it the wrong... I've probably given it the wrong, what do you call it? Thumbnail or title or both. Or maybe it's just a video that nobody is really looking for, which I would also accept as a reasonable explanation. It's not a very popular video, but I like it. I had to bust out the old After Effects to make it because I wanted music visualizations in there, and I wasn't about to pay some fucking online company $50 to do it, when it's pretty simple to do in After Effects. So I did. You paint to like Twitch streams and anime and stuff? Yeah, I don't paint a lot, but I feel like, I'm not going to say it's a flaw, but I gotta get to painting eventually. I got a bunch of stuff I need to paint. And so I need to find a way of tricking myself into painting stuff. So why don't we let the content brain take over and be like, look, I'm not wasting time by painting. Or like, I could be working on something else. Why aren't I doing a YouTube video? Why aren't I preparing for a stream? Well, you know what? Maybe painting is the content. What about that? Is this cheating now? Let's see how that one works out. Anyway, that's the plan. Usually don't like hobby streams, but you quite enjoy Mr. Meths. You've always wondered how your armies look like, so some hobby streams are awesome. Yeah. I'm not just gonna like blast hobby streams all the time. It's a very different type of content, I think. And you have to like balance getting actual work done with responding to chat and stuff like that. If I were just like painting alone, I'm sure I could get a lot more done, but I'm not preparing for a tournament. I don't have any plans for a tournament at this exact juncture, at this point. So I'm like in no rush. And if you're in no rush, why rush? And also painting under like a strict deadline is generally something I wouldn't advise, at least for a new player or something like that. You end up cutting a lot of corners and doing stuff you can't fix later, and it takes the fun out of it. It's supposed to be a relaxing little after work, you know, stress reliever. You turn on your favorite hot tub streamer, fucking moth VTuber, whatever, and you just sit there and tool away after a long day's work. Putting paint to plastic. Kind of stippling the edges of this stuff a little bit with this color after watering it down a lot, since it's already here, and I'm just kind of pulling it up into this bone. And I could use it as a wash, but I'm kind of using it as a little bit of an edge wash just to make the stuff dirty and accentuate some shadows while I'm here. I tend to keep painting on stuff even if it's already on the model. And if it's already there and I would have to wait for it to dry anyway and it's kind of wet, I might as well just like mix it while it's still on the model. I don't know if that's a good thing to do or a bad thing. It makes it look a little sloppy. But I got a sloppy style, what can I say? We got a little area here. Tab. There we go. But if they're dark elves and underwater, how do you burn them in rage? Shouted the one moron in that one video. I don't... Wait, what? For once I don't get the reference. I apologize. That was the audio, by the way. Is my voice like not loud enough because I'm mumbling? If I'm working on something, I tend to mumble. It's a flaw that I will work to consciously not do. You have 2 weeks to paint 40 half-finished thralls, 4 characters, and then 20 totally unpainted reavers. Oh, and do you have an event? Oh, here we go. Last minute Lucy over here. I've done it, Tarkin Rex. I'm not advising against it from a high horse. I'm advising against it from someone who 100% did that and had to learn their lesson. Turn SJ up. I'll get right on that. Didn't I have a beverage? Hold up. Where's my beverage? Beats. Delicious. Mr. Magic Conch. Hey, thanks for the 300 beats. Appreciate it. TY, my dude. This looks almost dry. And honestly, dude, 1 coat is fine for that. Looks perfectly fine. Repainting, big nice, yeah. Getting a little paint action. This is like way too white. But it won't be white for long. That's for sure. When Fantasy died, there's a viral video of a guy literally burning like 6,000 points of Dark Elves in Rage. Oh, in anger. Yeah, that guy. I think that was a... Well, okay. After they did that, and after some of the reception of them doing that, they were asked if it was serious, and the person afterwards said no. They were just doing it as like a meme. Even though... Like, they were doing it as a meme to try to make a viral video. But then the person went into, like, a huge diatribe about how upset they were, so... And this was after the fact. I still think there's, like, a pretty decent chance that they weren't, like, actually furious and it was all kind of a joke. I looked into it very briefly, and that's kind of what I came up with. Gorilla Glue. There's a chain loose that I need to put 1 tiny piece of glue on. And have it fall into the correct place. There. When you're doing chains, I think you should glue them down. I don't like to see them move, actually. These are models. Just a prank, bro. Kinda. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Bro, it's a meme, bro. I didn't really mean to burn it. I'm not actually that upset. Yeah, I don't know if it's Cope or not, Ortorius. It seemed maybe a little column A, a little column B. He was malding, for sure. But I think even someone that upset would have the self-awareness to realize what they were doing. And also kind of do it for a meme as well. A little column A, a little column B, I think. Alright, you can chill. You can chill. I don't want to apply washes yet. I like to do washes afterwards. We have Bug Rider rumors. Oh yeah? CG Busta, hey, thanks for the tier 1 gifter. I appreciate it. Landed on Bub Souls. Nice one. Nice one and not bad. I could start doing bone, right? Jack Bone, the second bone. The hard thing about opening these is using all of your strength to hold back and not, like, open it and have it fly fucking everywhere. This is measured strength. Using half of your strength to open it and half of your strength not to open it so it doesn't fucking fly everywhere. That's bone. And the lettering is something called Cillian Braille. No, I think it's Cillian Rail, actually, is what he says. Cillian Rail. It's a metaphor for the internal struggle of man. It could be. A lot of things are. Screenshot in Giga. I would have to swivel my whole chair. That's a tall order. Too much icing on that cake. There we go, that's about fixed. Imagine cavalry being cavalry. It would be neat if cavalry had a job. Besides just, like, fast unit you hope does enough damage so that you don't have to run any other type of unit in your army and you can just run that, which is kind of where cavalry sits in the game at the moment. Like, there are armies that have good cavalry, and if they do, they basically just use that thing because since it's faster than your normal troops, if it's in any way comparable to them, then the cavalry is just way better because how fast something is so important in the game. Or your cavalry is just like Black Knights, like it's hyper shit and it doesn't matter that it's fast because it can't do anything. It's not that there's very little in between, it's just that you're waiting for that breaking point, and then suddenly it's worth just spamming cavalry. And then it becomes a little too expensive, or it doesn't quite do enough damage, or whatever, what have you, and then, whoop, useless again. Time to take the cheapest battle line I can, you know? And it's possible if it had a roll that would change, although maybe not. Maybe it would just make cavalry even yet better. Which isn't exactly what we're trying to do, right? It was a hard problem to solve when I was trying to fix Mournfang and have them be good. And as I was going through the stats of Mournfang, I determined that the way they arrived at basically everything about Mournfang was that it was half of a Stonehorn. It was like, okay, how much damage do they do? About half of a Stonehorn. Okay. How much durability do they have? About half of a Stonehorn. What's their speed? 3/4 of a Stonehorn. What's their impact hit damage? Half of a Stonehorn. Alright. So why do I want the Mournfang? Why wouldn't I just take a Stonehorn then? You don't have enough points for a Stonehorn anymore? Okay, so I want one Mournfang maybe. A lot of the, like, I see Orterius and some other people talking about cavalry. A lot of the, like, realistic war ways that you might choose to try to make cavalry have a job or be good or something like that, because it's like a good trick, right? you're like, ooh, what should this unit do? Well, what does the real world equivalent do, or kind of what was its job, or what was its effect, or something like that. May not apply to Age of Sigmar very much. Like, why was cavalry good on a battlefield? Because people were terrified of it. And it could break ranks on stuff and trample people, and it could flank very easily. And obviously, of course, it was fast, right? A mobile platform. And so you might think, ooh, we'll have some bravery thing, or we'll have it do some morale thing. But those systems in AOS aren't very robust, to put it kindly. And so you might say, oh, we should make them really robust. Well, no. Feels like a monkey paw moment when everyone complains that bravery doesn't matter in the game. Feels like a monkey's paw. If bravery really, really mattered in Age of Sigmar, you would hate it. You would fucking hate it. And you would complain about it. I think. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but... like, it reminds me a little bit of the coherency thing. Like, in first edition, everyone thought it was gross, and nobody liked how everyone spread out their units like conga lines and spaghetti everywhere. And it was indeed gross, and it didn't look like a wargame at all, and that sucks, right? And so they're like, we don't like this, change it. Well, they did. Everything's wholly within. Also, coherency is, you know, super tight on everything. And it's just annoying as fuck to play with. And everyone hates it. But that's what a restriction rule is, really. It's restricting you to play in a different way. And so Ultimate Freedom version looked stupid, but you could do whatever you wanted, and that's fun. And now suddenly you have rules about, oh, well, hold on, you have to be this close to this other guy and this close to this other guy, and hordes really suck and everything like that. Well, that's restriction for you. Bravery would be the worst part of the game if we all didn't just ignore it. I think so too. It might be one of those careful what you wish for kind of things. Bravery and having models flee sounds like something that should be a specific mechanic for a specific faction. It feels like Vestigial in 40k just because it's supposed to be a war game. Yeah. At a certain point, you always end up butting heads between realism and gameplay. And where you draw the line is kind of up to you as the designer. And in a lot of ways, it can make or break stuff. Also, you can be sending mixed messages as well. Sometimes, although that's really a function of how propagandish the battle tomes tend to be, and this is more true in 40k than it is in AOS, but it still is true in AOS. About how the battle tomes are just like propaganda, and I think that's fun. It's a good trick. It's a good idea. Twitch Prime. But you read 20 pages of lore in your battle tome about your guys, how your guys are fearless and amazing, and don't even sweat in the face of danger, and then you like play on the table and you're looking at them and you're like, how are you bravery 5? Why are you guys running away? I thought you guys were Chads. What's up? Umbrick, hey, thanks for the big primer. I appreciate it. TY. Thanks for the 5 months. Nice. Comment is, hey, whoa. Happy to see you hobbying. What do you think of the new Nighthaunt book? Also, why is nobody talking about how Nighthaunt doesn't have any battalions? It's pretty odd to me. Also, 5 months. Yeah. Nighthaunt doesn't have any battalions because it doesn't need any. The core battalions are perfectly fine for Nighthaunt, and it fits them well. And so they didn't need Band-Aid battalions, like some factions did, that happened to be like super lopsided with, you know, monsters or specific units or this or that. Battle Regiment and the other one are just basically all any army would tend to need for the most part. So I don't think you're suffering greatly for that as a Nighthaunt player. You don't particularly care. You'll probably play with Battle Regiment, I imagine, and be perfectly happy doing so. What do I think of the new Nighthaunt book? I actually like it. Keeping in mind I haven't played it or played against it. So this is just like theory crafting, you know, no in-game experience, which changes things a lot usually, I've found. But it seems like a cool book. Retreat and charge on everyone when everyone flies is so fucking good. That's so good. And I like their multiple charges, buffing / debuffing on the charge, you know, kind of obliging you to play MSU, obliging you to multiple charge the same unit and stack stuff up on it. I think that's a fun play style. You have a lot of tricks and little combos and stuff that I think are fun. Your hero selection is cool. All your little heroes, something like half of your heroes, have really kind of stellar abilities that seem really useful. And while I think your troops, for the most part, aren't particularly great, that's by design. I think you're supposed to be a little bit more hero hammer. And your troops are supposed to beat stuff by multi-charging over and over. Onto the, like, essentially you're like hero hammer dogpiling the ghost army. Your ghosts are supposed to dogpile on people and have 3 units all simul-charge of the same thing. You're not supposed to juice up Bladegeist Revenants until they're a Death Star. They're supposed to just be part of a whole. Spirit Hosts seem really cool. Even Hex Rays seem good with that impact hit. Whatever the damage 2 ghosty boys are, those seem pretty cool, even though they're expensive and really fragile. Overall, I like the Nighthaunt book. The only sticking point, obviously, for me, is the Black Coach. The Black Coach. You take one look at that, the first time you saw the War Scroll for the original Black Coach new model, years ago, and you're like, you know how to fix this? Get rid of that bullshit level up mechanic and make the thing a hero. And dust your hands off. High fives all around. Firm handshakes all around. We did it, boys, right? And still, in the year of our Lord 2022, no hero, still the bullshit level up mechanic. Clinging to that failed, not fun, old level up thing just because the old one did it. Bleh. Black Coach is a tank, though. It is a tank. That's pretty cool. But it feels like a deliberate effort not to give Nighthaunt players what they've been asking for ever since the original came out, which is make this thing a hero and let me fucking play with it because it's one of the best looking models in the game. That being said, if you were the type of person who likes big damn. Okay, you like big damage, and you are frustrated when your guys don't do really good damage, I would probably try to steer you away from Nighthaunt. You are not here to welcome people to Smash Town. You are here to tactically annoy people and multi-charge stuff and keep your silver bullet heroes alive until you win on tactics. Like, killing a Mega Gargant might be extremely difficult for you. What color is this dude's hammer supposed to be? This green slime, this might be too much slime. I might have to darken it up a little bit. What does the black coach do? It levels up, it's a tank. And it's a totem. That's what it does. And it looks fucking awesome. Possibly the most random question ever, favorite Disney song? You know, I wasn't big into Disney movies, to be perfectly honest. In my childhood. I residually absorbed many of them, as many people tended to. But, I don't know. I don't think I even have a favorite Disney song. I don't know, if I was forced to pick one, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that, I kind of like that Bayou one, or not the Bayou one, but the Voodoo guy one, where he's talking about his friends on the other side, but, like, the song isn't very good, it's just the chorus is so good. Like, the song is, like, 4 out of 10, but then all of his refrains where he's like, you know, I got friends on the other side, like, that's like 9 out of 10, so I don't know. Maybe Alariel's song about being lonely, or the one where you're looking in the mirror and it's somebody else or something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know enough about it. Thanks for the question. Heywoah was a critic even as a child. You know what? I watched Fantasia and I thought it was excellent, so I'll have you know, even when I was a kid, I liked stuff from 80 years ago. It's any consolation. I found the lessons in the Disney movies to be kind of abhorrent at the time. I grew up during the era of, like, Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast and stuff, and I found their messages and premises to be kind of gross all around. Aladdin's a fucking douchebag. Like, anyway. Nixel, thanks for the big primer. I appreciate it. You know what? Maybe this is like a... Could it be like a golden hammer? Should I actually give him like a Stormcast weapon instead? I can still chop it. And give him some Giga Chad fucking Storm Smasher or something like that. That might be decent. I might do that. What do you think about the Bug Rider leaks? I haven't seen them. I know you've been, like, quoting them and stuff in the chat, but I can't really picture it. You'll be in Berlin and Amsterdam soon. Want anything cool from Warhammer stores there? No, I'm good. Thanks, though. Look at... I got so much to paint. You know? So don't worry about it. Pro tip, if you ever want a saucy tape, use Disney music in the background, because if it ever leaks, the mouse will find it and take it down. Yeah, but then the mouse will shoot me. Disney is so litigious and so protective of its shit that they're not satisfied with merely taking it down and suing you. They will kill you. I don't plan on canceling myself, but then again, most people don't, right? It's usually a mistake. Stop stealing stuff from Stormcast? Well, then stop losing to me. I'm just taking it off the battlefield. Also, stop being so delicious, I guess. Since it's Ogres. Can't people just remove the music? I mean, not if it's an audio kind of canceling, right? Like, not if it's a verbal thing. Then again, they can't edit the video if it's all been removed. You can't view this in your country. I can be pretty messy here because I'm going to go over it with metallics later. Oh, this is actually super annoying. I gotta reach all the way in here. In between a million other things. Oof. Well, at least if I fuck up, it'll be mostly hidden. Also, let's see. You can't eat Stormcast, they blow up. That's where you're wrong, friendo. Actually, that's where you're right. But there is lore in the Ogre Battle Tome about lightning rod shaman magic ogres that figured out how to eat Stormcast actually and stop them from getting returned to Azir. At least temporarily on the battlefield right when they die, so that they could eat them, and it worked. So this is lore appropriate and truly terrifying. I think it was, don't quote me here because I know that some ogres did it. I can't remember whomst it was. I think it was Thunderbellies. I believe it was the Thunderbelly tribe of Beastclaw, but it might have been Gutbusters of some kind. Can't recall. Did you hear that noise of my paintbrush hitting the mic? If you did, I apologize, and I'll try harder not to do it in the future. If you didn't, I'm gonna slap the shit out of it all the time. So, I mean, answer now and forever hold your peace. It was light? Okay. I'll refrain. Even if it's light, let's refrain, shall we? Need wing option. Thoughts on blue cheese D-up? For me, blue cheese is the default option. It's not what you pick every time. It kind of depends on what style of wings you're going for, what goop they put on there. But my default choice is blue cheese. I actually like blue cheese even when you might not think it should go with it, like honey barbecue, for instance. I think blue cheese goes well with it. Ranch is diet blue cheese. But then again, I'm from Wisconsin and we put ranch on everything, so yeah, ranch is good. He's a blue cheeser. Any blue cheesers in chat? You like the idea that the Stormcast get called back after the ogres are done eating them? I mean, that could work in Edgelord, because you're not... I mean, after an Idna Deepkin absorbs you and, like, steals your soul and devours it, probably then you couldn't. But ogres don't eat your soul, they just eat your meat. I don't give a fuck if your soul is still there. They're in it for the meat, okay? For the meat dimension. So you can have your soul. You can have your soul back. Most Midwest statement ever. Oop. We just sneak right past you and grab the ranch for my cheese curds, for your deep fried cheese curds. That's delicious. Ogre meat gobblers win? Well, we'll have to see. I'm just looking for some updated sculpts. Our shit's old as fuck. And it's looking derpy, for lack of a better word. Most of the ogre range is either looking fine cast dumpy in a bad way, or a little derpy even though it's plastic. I think is how I would criticize it. And I'm not saying that other armies don't, and I'm not even saying that it's more than other armies. I think I would be entirely remiss if I didn't mention Skaven and Seraphon at very least, as clearly needing it more. But it's my army, get fucked. I'm gonna lobby for my army, you know what I mean? You lobby for yours. Oh, I should have painted this before I put it all together, but I have a problem where I have to see what it looks like by putting it all together first, and I know it's not the way, because it's so annoying to paint once it's together. But I hate sub-assemblies. It's gotta look complete. It's all of my willpower not to put this head on, you know? That's as much as I can do. It's Emmett. Hey, thanks for the tier 1. I appreciate it. 14 months? Big. Hope you're having a good one. Loving the Heywoah Plus stuff and the new All Armies bit. Thanks a lot. I spent a lot of time and effort on it, so I'm glad you enjoy it. Please look forward to new YouTube videos soon. TM. Trademarking soon on this one. I'm probably going to record Wednesday, I think. If all goes well. And then, of course, like, VOD content for Heywoah Plus. Which, this might not be the best show for the old Heywoah Plus, actually, because it's just me glacially painting and talking to chat. So maybe I'll do a meat tier list or something right before the end of the show, just so there's something to put up. Because we're so close to 1,000 subs on Heywoah Plus. And when you get 1,000, you can start making money on it. Which is, you know, good. You get updates via Underworlds only and you'll like it. I won't. Especially because whomsoever they have working on Underworlds, usually their sculpts are awesome and very creative. Have you noticed that? The Underworld's sculptors must be different, I think, than the normal ones. And they're given more breadth. And they're allowed more lateral creativity. Which means, usually, that the models are pretty sick for Underworlds and Warcry and stuff. But I honestly hate the Ogre ones. They're the only ones that miss for me. Hrothgorn, I strongly dislike how he looks compared to what I would prefer for ogres to look like. And the pirate dude is kind of okay, I guess. I just don't like the Underworld's look of ogres. And I'm hoping they don't go that direction, and it seems like they aren't. Because the new Tyrant looks awesome, and he looks kind of nothing like the style of the Underworld's guy. Which has me inhaling some pure Colombian hopium. Even though Hrothgarn's rules are pretty nice. Like, he's essentially an automatic battle tactics man. Which is pretty decent. That's pretty decent. His trap thing is a cool... It's a cool idea. Which might not seem like the most ringing endorsement ever, but there it is. Sorry, you're not going to be able to see this because I'm getting like in here and turning and flipping it upside, like it's hard to reach this area. And so I can't really be showing it on camera very easily. Without fucking everything else up. Thingpad, hey, thanks for the tier 1. Also, half a sandwich, thanks for the tier 1. Nice. I appreciate it. A baker's year for half a sandwich, 13 months. What's in the pot? We're cooking up a Zinch head. Yeah, we're cooking up half of Kairos Fateweaver's head here. And then some Fire Slayer, Molten Fire Slayer surprise over there. And then some Beast of Chaos and Zombie Beats to taste. And Fingpat's comment was, whoa, it's Heywoah. True, hey. Thanks, both of you, for your tier 1s. And looks like we got 3 new subs. And not just resubs today. So we're at 323 out of meme number for sub goal. Nice. What about the great weapon units tier list? I think is that on the... That might be in the Husbando drive. Like the maybe pile of tier list stuff. Is it a power level thing, or is it just like, do I like a halberd more than a lucerne hammer or whatever? Or is it units in Age of Sigmar? What happens if the sub meter fills up? Sorry you missed it. Once the sub meter fills up, I will be able to afford my rent from just Twitch. Which will be a glorious day. A day worthy of celebration. This isn't... This isn't charity, there's no sob story behind it. I'm not keeping a sick parent alive or anything like that. No sob story. Put your tissues away. It's just a meme number that's pretty close to my rent. So... You made sure to watch the entire ad to support me. Revisit. I really appreciate the dedication. However, I make nothing from ads. Twitch is the one that makes the money off the ads. So you can conscience-free ad block the shit out of that to your heart's content. But I appreciate the sentiment, and I also appreciate the hustle. I make something like $18 on ads a month or something like that. It's not Twitch is the one that makes the ad revenue money on this site. Special stream at 420 subs. Yeah, sure. That's like a promotional deal, right? People do those. That's probably a good idea. This is baby steps. I've been slowly learning how to sell out. And, you know, eventually you guys will help me along with it. I mean, we'll get Raid Shadow Legends eventually, right? And then we'll be like, oh, how far we have come. He used to be one of the boys. Now he's a sellout. He's a sellout getting paid for doing work, unlike normal people who get paid for doing their work. What a fucking sellout. Imagine. Ortorius, hey, thanks for the tier 1. I appreciate it. Landed on K-Horne 1. Nice. Thanks for the gift. Sell out for meat? Basically, yeah. No one's ever going to see this or look inside of it, but I have to do it anyway, because I'll know that part isn't painted. I don't know if anyone gets like that. Is 420 legal in your state? I don't know. Probably not. I'm not a pot smoker. So I actually don't know. I don't think it is in Wisconsin. I think I'm fairly confident in saying that. I don't think marijuana is legal in Wisconsin. And it doesn't affect me any if it is or is not. I don't care. I'm weird enough as it is. I'm not trying to add to it. You get my drift. I want to be, for the most part, in control of my faculties. I'm not trying to lose control of them. I did plenty of that when I was a kid, and it was a huge mistake. And by that, I don't mean pot, I mean losing control. I think it's a good thing to be in control. And I wish more people would be. On the whole. 24-hour stream at 420? I don't normally take requests. But, I mean, suggestion noted. I've noted your suggestion. Donate 420 subs in one go and you can have a hot tub stream with Heywoah. I don't normally take requests. But also, no. Look, some people can coast by on their looks. I gotta tread water, you know what I mean? We all can't be pretty. And just because you are doesn't mean it's a free pass either, even though it might feel like it sometimes from the outside. It ain't. Everybody's got problems. Ahem. Oh damn, we have 69 viewers right now? Nice. Nice, it's the meme number. $100 subs and he'll let you paint his models. Yeah, good one. I'll pay you in exposure. Yeah. That fucking meme. Sober woe? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much that. There was plenty of not sober woe very early in my life, and it was a huge problem. But, you know, you improve thine self, right? Jay Townsend fan? Not really. I wish he was less memey. So interestingly, you've been reading a ton of 18th cooking and field manuals for cooking books. I assume you mean 18th century. And even then they recognized that stewing meats was the most effective for calories and nutrient extraction, while also saying watch for people, soldiers, grilling, frying, barbecuing. Because you directly trade taste for nutrients. Yes, you do. I like stew. I make stew in a crock pot very often. Delish, and pretty easy to make too. Put some thickening agent in there, a little tapioca. Delicious. A thick agent, yeah. Math moment. If only 0.1% of the global population finds you attractive, that's still 7.5 million people. Right. But you're never going to interact with people who aren't in your immediate area for the most part, right? To whatever zoom in or zoom out degree you wish, right? That being said, most people find somebody, right? I don't want to do metals quite yet. Metals I like to save for last. Just because it's hard to paint over them if you screw up. What kind of flesh am I going to have on this front part here? This scaly skin kind of stuff. What's that? What's that going to be? Normally, I think I have it green on another guy. It's like a deep, kind of a forest green. But if the stuff in the pot is also going to be green, it might look kind of weird. I could go for an orange, like a Magmadroth, I guess. And it would make sense because of the mohawk in the pot. According to the commercials, there are lots of hot women in your area looking for a chance to meet. Well, they spelled meat wrong. Make a killer bison burger. If they're looking for M-E-A-T, they're good. I don't know what I might still do green anyway. Because I'm not fully sold on this neon stuff up here. And I might just go over it with something, so maybe I'll do the... Maybe I'll do the dark green anyway. Because I'm going to keep that one up, I think. Where are my dark greens at? What's this one? Yeah, this one's looking dark forest. Yeah, great minds. Great minds for sure. Well, this goes on pretty nice. Oh, I just said that and then it doesn't. This is a two-coater. This is for sure a two-coater. And maybe a dry brush over it kind of thing. I think. Let's hit the other side of it. Try not to get any on the Thunder Tusk itself. Male 200, thanks for gifting a sub to my robot that thanks people. Husband on Thunder Tusk. Hell yeah. I also like how you bugged it out, and by giving it a sub, it didn't announce it. Good meme, actually. Well done. I appreciate it. Male 200, good one. Man, how come Husband on Thundertusk doesn't thank people for subbing it? Rude, am I right? The robots, man. When will they learn human decency? Perhaps never. Is this cursing and busting husbando bullying bullying the bot? No, we're good. We have an understanding, Husbando and I. When the machines take over, Husbando is my boy. He's not gonna snitch on me as a living human. Husbando is sundeering, yeah. Too hard. Maybe it's because I noticed him. His Kohai noticed him, and he's all flustered. Remember, the safe word is big, 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 and that's a pretty easy safe word to figure out. But it's also a recognizable one, so maybe we're good. It's not a password, it's a safe word. You're supposed to kind of know it. I have this leaned off the edge of the table because I'm like super reaching in some area. Give me a second. Okay, that looks like kind of okay. I will need to let that dry and give it a second coat, I think. Just edited the PowerPoint to include the current war scrolls for Nighthaunt units, but they are the potato pictures. I wouldn't get too... I don't think you need to get too in-depth with it. Hades, am I supposed to judge them based on rule of cool or stats? Or am I supposed to use some mixture of the two in a manner? Like, what is your intent here? Stats, but you can rule it cool too if you want. Better pictures do mean a better PowerPoint, yeah. You can probably just Google image search for a unit and find one. Alright, Kairos Fate Weaver's head will be a mixture of very blue and kind of blue. These are official colors, by the way. Apparently. So we'll start with the lighter one, because I'm going to be like kind of mixing it and making it on the dude. How watery is this? Pretty watery. Also, no watering it down, just laying it on kind of thick. I'm going to be moving it around eventually as well. I hit the mic, sorry. Apologies. Heywoah flaw? What's that? Mua dank. Mixes 3 paints for a single shade of the gold, one of the colors being purple. I don't know much about that. I just do stuff. And so I'm kind of giving it a little bit of cross hatching going along the direction of its see, like that, where it's kind of bleeding into it a little bit. I'm kind of going along with its skin folds a little bit. Just a little bit of this blue right here. And then I'm just pulling in the super wet, like lighter stuff. Well, it's still kind of wet on there. And I think it makes a nice little transition, you know? I didn't put enough of this on here, though. I want more. Bold of you to assume I know what I'm doing. I mean, I don't. I'm just doing stuff. It's like Bob Ross, you know? If it feels good, do it. That's my motto, which is interesting to say as I'm painting a Slaanesh or a Tzeentch guy instead of a Slaanesh one. And I want to work like kind of quick so that it stays kind of wet on him. Almost like he's a palette in a way. And I want it like really blue right exactly kind of under his neck there. But then getting much lighter as it goes out. And this guy's going to be opposite. He's Tzeentch, so he's really weird, right? So I'm giving him like the opposite of highlights. So at the tops of these little spikes, that's where it gets its darkest instead of its lightest. And so I'm seeing how it looks if I do it reverse. Like normally you go for highlights on the edges of stuff is brighter. I'm going a little darker and seeing if that looks cool. And if it doesn't look cool, I'll paint over it. It's fucking paint, right? Who cares? There we go. Oh, it's hard to see from that far away, but this is kind of the look. Let's get a little darker in that underside, in the undercarriage there. More blue. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic. Apologies. And this part right here. Maybe this part here wants to be darker as well. You're doing an advanced technique called wet on wet blending. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what it's called. I'm just kind of doing stuff. I just kind of do stuff that seems to make sense or makes it easier on me, for the most part. So I'm not like, I don't want to give anyone the wrong impression. I'm not like a big deal painter or anything like that. I just kind of do stuff that seems to make sense. And I can get looking decent, for the most part. A lot of trial and error. Luckily it's paint. So you just paint over it easy, right? Anyway, any technique that I'm using, I don't think it counts as an advanced technique. Even I can do it. It was a painting prodigy. No, I mean, what matters in the end is how good it looks, right? Doesn't matter how hard it was to do, or how many times you fucked up. It's what it looks like in the end, you know. The thing I like about it, or at least the reason why I like doing it this way, with having like the paint being pretty thick on there and pretty wet, besides also liking my wings like that, is you get to like keep fucking with it and mixing it around a little bit until it looks nice. And I'm kind of bad at gauging how something is going to look if I'm just looking at like a wet palette. Because it's going to look different on the thing, and so I'm like, well, you know what, why don't I just paint on the thing like that. I keep hitting this. I'm sorry. I'm going to move this a little farther back. I apologize for all the noises. And then I immediately hit it again. You heard it here, folks. Heywoah winning the next golden demon? No. To win a golden demon, you have to put hundreds of hours of work into something. It's a shitload of work. I know you're memeing, and that's fine. In fact, in a manner, I'm sorry for answering your meme seriously. Actually do want it to be that color, I think. I do want it to be nice and bright there. It looks neat. Where's my white? Here we go. Your painting area has a dehumidifier? Oh no, and so it dries right away? Yo, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, where's your... Damn. Where's your awesome paint technique now, right? Oh, that sucks. Alright, not bad. I think we're good there. I can hit some finer details later. A nice little blendy Kairos Fate Weaver head. There's a bunch of chat messages. I was just like, I had to do that all in one go, otherwise the paint was gonna dry, so I had to like skip some messages. Let me catch up on them. Let's see. Apparently Inside was released a year ago today, and Bo Burnham put up an outtakes video. Did you ever watch Inside? Inside? I don't know. Inside, I'm trying to think. It doesn't immediately spring to mind. Is it a horror movie? Ahem. Sorry, random, but you're loving not living on the south side of a crumbling city. In the new home, you're out in the middle of nowhere, and the sky Has a post-rain sunset, and you can see it with the lush forest around you. Truly in love. And a Heywoah chill stream, icing on the cake, I think. No big deal. Yeah, living out in the middle of nowhere is rather nice, and much more inexpensive than the city, to be honest. I like it. The only bad thing about living in the middle of nowhere is the internet, so you have to go, like, halfway in the middle of nowhere so you can still get some good internet. Otherwise, you're just dead, right? We should have a painting comp for the Discord. I don't know if I want to do a competition exactly. I'm more about trying to get people over the initial fear of trying something and feeling really bad about what they're doing because they just started it, and yet they're unfairly comparing themselves to someone who's been doing it for years and or is naturally talented plus does it a lot or whatever, right? Which is the exact reason I do the hobby to show on stream and rate everything 5 out of 7 and talk about, you know, this is a good, you know, idea here, this is a good idea here. Even if the person's really new, that's fine. And it's also why it's against the rules on my Discord server, and some people have been ignoring this rule, to my chagrin. But it is a rule against posting models that you yourself have not painted in a hobby channel, or actually in any channel, to be honest. Yeah, you're not supposed to be allowed to post any models you haven't yourself painted, because I don't want to feed into that. You get plenty of surrounding yourself with insane art that you'll never even come close to touching, right? On Instagram and YouTube and Twitter and all the rest, people surround themselves in a bubble of this, and then they even think even worse of their own painting. I want one place that's kind of free for that. Obviously, we got a bunch of people on our Discord who are excellent painters, of course, and the more their stuff gets shown on stream, the more other people get embarrassed and don't post in the Hobby to Post on Stream channel. So I understand it's human nature, I understand that's the progression of things, but I'm trying to fight against it in my own little way. Whomst among us is committing this egregious crime? I can't remember. I'm bad with names and I can't remember. It's just sometimes I go into normal hobby. I click on all the little parts of my Discord just to keep tabs on it, right? And every once in a while I see someone post like an Instagram story and they're like, look at this insane, amazing, perfect, true artist thing. And I'm just like, don't do that. People can see the best painting ever if they want on Instagram or whatever. But if you haven't painted it, then don't post it. It's not like the harshest rule, obviously. It's not the biggest deal, but still. Are you winning, son? Yeah, we're working on letting Kairos Fateweaver's head here dry a little bit. Did some, I don't know what someone called it, wet blending or something? I'm not sure. Where you put paint on it and it's thick and wet and you just kind of move it around and fuck with it until it looks decent. That's generally how I paint. If you post your 2 out of 7 painting skill minus the Star Drake and spend 80 hours, you can. There'll be millions that doubt you. Don't be one of them. Yeah. You know. I go to a tournament with 100 people in real life. And like, I'm talking about, you know, it seems like I'm bullshitting you, and I'm not, right? So I show this on stream, right? And I'm like, okay, here's my, you know, here's my Frost Lord on Thundertusk, and people are like, wow, that looks great. Heywoah is being a fucking douchebag when he's saying that he's not good at painting. I'm not particularly good at painting. I'm just good at choosing color schemes because I have an art background. That's it. I don't know much about the techniques, and I don't spend a lot of time painting miniatures, and so I'm not particularly great at it, right? And there's if you look at the stuff up close, there's mistakes everywhere, obviously, you know. But you go to a tournament with 100 people, that's everyone's army. You go from one army to the next army to the next one. Mistakes everywhere. Sloppy painting. Ooh, poor choice of color there. Could have, just the whole thing's dry brushed, huh? Yeah, it kind of looks like it. That's what an army looks like. That is the average person's army. That's what mine looks like up close. That's what 99, okay. That's what 75 out of 100 people's looks like. And that's fine, and that's normal. It's good because it's finished. Like, you painted a whole army. That's an accomplishment. Do you know how many people start Age of Sigmar and never end up finished painting one army from start to finish? The vast majority of people who start Age of Sigmar or Warhammer or 40k. It's a special thing. Yeah, you can say this guy's army is painted better than my army, and it may be objectively true, right? But you're put into a special cool kid category when you have finished painting an entire army yourself, like you start to finish. It's finished, right? It's complete. You've completed something. And so yeah, some are better than others, but you have to be this tall to ride, right? And that's special in and of itself. You do like seeing the truly excellent stuff? Yeah, everyone likes seeing truly excellent stuff, right? But it's a, hey, a rule is a rule. Mr. Jigs with some numbers. Painting is very frustrating. It can be. It can be. It kind of depends, really. It's supposed to be relaxing. And just, like, chill after work, put some paint on a model. Watch some, do something with your hands in real life. See something move from the various phases of totally not even started all the way until seeing some progress, and then finally we're finished, the completion of something. That's nice. I think, anyway. Sometimes it's frustrating that you have a picture in your head that you want something to look like, and you're not good enough to do it. Or you don't know the skills that would make it really easy or fast or successful to do that, right? But looking shit up on YouTube is really overpowered. Anytime I'm like, man, I actually don't know how to make something look like how I want it to look, I just like Google it. I'm like, alright, Vince, you probably did a video on this. Oh, it turns out you did. Cool. Alright. Let's copy that. And it's nice that you can paint over stuff. Unless you fail like 8 or 9 times in a row, then maybe there's too much paint on it, but I like how you can just paint over it. And when it's done, and you're always good. If you got a 2,000 point army, unless you have to switch a unit out or something, that shit's done. It's holstered. And you have a tournament coming up. Imagine having a tournament come up and you don't need to paint anything for it. Oof, the feeling. The absolute feeling. Hades, thanks for gifting a sub to MJ number. For the big 325. I don't think gift subs count. I'm not sure. No, we're up to 324. I don't know if that counted or not. I'm not sure if gift subs count, Hades. I didn't make the rules on the widget. When you paint, you usually have either a podcast or a movie playing. Yeah, same. Or I'm streaming, I guess. Yeah, it did not. Sorry, Hades. I appreciate the hustle. And thanks for the attempt. But the way this widget tracks is like a monthly thing. So the person actually has to subscribe or use their Twitch Prime, I think. That might count. I noticed a bunch of people had one of these, so I put it up here. And it looks like it's finicky. I don't know if I like it. You also have to remember that for some people, all they want to do is painting, and playing the game associated with the miniatures is an afterthought. Yeah, in fact, there's a lot of people like that. In fact, a lot of people comment on my videos and say that. They're like, yeah, I don't really care about playing the game. I just like painting stuff and listening to content. Hey, it's supposed to be a relaxing hobby. Enjoy it how you want to. On the cavalry question earlier, part of the issue is that you have seen GW good cavalry with Gorgruntas, very well balanced, then messed up and completely cock up the Iron Jaws balance. Yeah. Gorgruntas were perfect. Okay, they weren't perfect. They were a little undercosted, but they were essentially perfect. Internal balance-wise. And then they gave them Ren 2, and now they're just the best unit, and everything else is worse than them. That's the danger of cavalry, is because their movement is so good, they're in danger of overshadowing every other unit in the army that's not a hero. And every once in a while you see it happen with stuff like Zangor Enlightened on discs, or Eels obviously is the most notable example. Gorgruntas, when your cavalry gets too good, because there's no real inherent incentive to play different types of stuff, for the most part. Like, there's maybe a battle plan here or there that cares about battle line, but you can make your cavalry battle line trivially. They've made sure of that. And so it's just like, whoa, this thing's stats are the best, and it happens to be cavalry. Cool. I don't want to play anything else now, because fast is OP. Biggest tip to help you get past your painting frustration is reminding yourself that you're doing the hobby for you and not for the socials. Yeah. And also, like, how important is it to you that you improve on a certain timeline? Like, self-improvement, I think self-improvement is fun. You get to see, I mean, your first model ever, you put it on the shelf. Your second year, choose a model, you put it there. Your third year of painting, you put it there, and you can see such a progression of improved skill, right? That's real cool. If you're chasing something or making it competitive, well, then it's a little different. It might still technically be a hobby, but it's a little different, And since you're not treating it like a competition, there's no reason to think about it as one. Oh, this person's better than me. That might be a fact, but it's not like a problem or something to feel bad about, I guess. It's like, I don't look at someone who's really good at basketball and be like, fuck, that guy's way better at basketball than me. Like, bro, I'm halfway through my 30s and I'm overweight, and I've played like 3 games of basketball in my life. Yes, it's true that that person's better at basketball than me, but I don't care. Even on stuff that I play, that I actually do play, maybe, which is a better example. Like, oh, I played Overwatch for a while when it came out. And there were people that were really good at Overwatch, and it didn't make me feel worse, because I wasn't playing it for the reasons they were. What do you think? The show just throw it up whole hog? I mean, this is... I can't imagine somebody would really be interested in me slowly, glacially painting and talking, but that's what Heywoah Plus is for, right? I guess. The whole VOD? Yeah, just put the whole hog up there. It's a video on demand. Maybe someone wants to paint to it, right? There probably aren't going to be, like, hype, ultra meme moments in here, right? But that's what the video on demand is for. You may shill yourself by telling y'all that you've posted the staff you've painted tonight in the Hobby Congress. Yeah. Hobby Congress is for posting your stuff. And it doesn't even it's not even like, do you guys have any advice? It's just like, here's what I'm working on. Oh, cool. It's nice to go into the Hobby Congress channel and just kind of scroll through and just see what the flats are working on, you know what I mean? I figured staff wasn't a typo, that's why I said staff. Because I assumed you were painting a staff, like of some wizard or something like that. I think with this blue, I really would like to make the stuff attached to him gold. Because gold is kind of close to orange. And orange looks real fucking good next to blue, as it happens, if anyone's ever looked at a movie poster before. Where's my metallics at? Where are my metals at here? Alright, we have Vallejo metal color that was sold to me by none other than Vincent Bencharella. The Body. Vince Body Bencharella. I think I'm going to mix it with a little bit of... I don't know if you can read that. Oh, you can't. Fuck. No, you can't read it. That's too bad. The color is meaty ochre. O-C-H-R-E. Meaty ochre. It's mediocre. It's a mediocre color. Alright, shaking done. Going purple recesses on that blue. No, I'd like to keep it just blues for the feathers. And I don't wanna hit into purple because I plan on going very red. I plan on going red for the eyes and red for the tongue. And I don't want an intermediary. I want it to be pretty stark. Dude is so cut. That's true strength there. Alright, let's get a dab here. 1, 2, 3. 1 for good luck. Alright. Just throwing a little bit of mediocre. Just to orange it up. The meat. Warhammer Weekly After Dark. Alright, this stuff is hella fucking runny. And I don't have any of the secret sauce that Vince uses, so I'm gonna try to be real careful here. I don't have like flow agents and thickening agents and any of that kind of stuff. So let's just try to be careful, shall we? And not ruin any of that blue that I did, because I rather like how the blue is. Don't do gold on white. Give it a darker base like brown. Oh, should I do that? It's entirely too late for me now, but that was probably a good suggestion. That sounds like a real reasonable suggestion, actually. It's a pity that I didn't see that. Well, reset the run. Dunk it. Full reset. Probably just means I have to do a bunch more layers, you know? Which I guess is fine. Who's Vince V? Vince Venturella is the host of Warhammer Weekly on YouTube. It's like a pretty popular Warhammer show. Talks about news and stuff and has a bunch of guests on. He also does hobby cheating videos because he's like a really good painter. And does like 1 million tutorials that are all pretty successful. Way taller in real life than you think. Usually, if you meet somebody who's like a content creator, it means that they're probably charismatic in some way. Because it's like generally the thing with content creators is that in some manner they're charismatic. It could be looks, it could be manner of speaking, it could be how funny they are, it could be all sorts of stuff. Their comedic timing. Which, and I don't mean to draw any parallels here, but if you're really charismatic online, it might be that you aren't the tallest person. And I'm not just going to talk about Tom Cruise or whoever your favorite actor is. It just so happens, for whatever reason, and maybe it's his negativity bias, not like the tallest person in real life. And I don't mean anything by it, but all I'm saying is I was surprised that he was so tall. And usually when you meet somebody in real life, you're surprised they're not taller. Until you meet a few of them, and then it kind of becomes a pattern. Did you miss Heywoah when he was on Warhammer Weekly talking about ogres? I haven't been on Warhammer Weekly in years. Not to age you, but I've been on Warhammer Weekly like 3 or 4 times, but it was all years ago. It was when I was just starting. And they got sick of... They do the, you know, pick of the week. They got sick of choosing me for pick of the week like 6 weeks in a row. And so they're just like, just come on the show. And a lot of the people they have on as guests, they're trying to help, you know? Because he's incredibly nice like that. He's trying to, like, foster more content creators. Right? Wait, you're not charismatic online, nor are you tall? Well, I mean, there are exceptions, obviously, right? I myself am 6'9", 420 pounds. Of pure 50% muscle. But yeah, you know, we can't all be kings. Dylan, you son of a bitch. You're 5'9" and married an angel, and he's 6'3" and single as fuck. Who's winning? Damn, the short king's got him. Absolutely demolished. No peasants, no gods, only kings. Vince does love Heywoah. He mentions you from time to time. Yeah. We hit it off. Dude's really entertaining to talk to. And as it happens, we grew up with a whole bunch of shared interests, and so we just got to talk a lot in the green room and stuff before the shows, and I still maintain a like not a Discord, but like a content creator chat that I look at sometimes. Yeah, Vince is a cool guy. Fun to hang with, as it were. Maybe this year you'll be back. New Ogre code. Yeah, you know what? Maybe. Maybe late in the year the new Ogre book comes out, and I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Vince, my boy. We gotta talk about Ogres, brother. And let me tell you something, brother. We gotta talk about Ogres, you and I. Ooh, I almost missed a spot. I need a stabilization pinky here somewhere. There we go. I want 3 points of stabilization. I want to make a tripod. Perfection. Alright, cool. Height is binary. You're 6 foot or you ain't. Yeah, pretty much, but it's also a meme for a reason, right? Because it's kind of silly. It's also a function of why, like, dating apps are dumb. It's because you can, like, categorically reverse craft your perfect significant other and then look and see how few results there are. You don't want to, like, over stipulate, you know what I mean? PowerPoint is optimized with no potato picks. Let me know if you need links to it. Yeah, no problem. I'm assuming they're putting it in Husbando on Thundertusk area for me to check out in a bit. The problem is until the new book, there's like nothing to talk about with Ogres. Well, yeah, that's no big deal though. I'm not trying to barge into his show. He schedules people months in advance. You know? When the book comes out, we'll have something cool to talk about. Before then, I'm not trying to do much more than inhale some pure, hopium. It should already be there as GRK links. Oh, cool. Yeah, I am. You have to understand, I'm swiveled over here. This is the secondary station, the battle cruiser station, and so I'm away from the normal streaming station, and so I have none of my. I don't have Discord near me. I don't got anything. I just have like tertiary monitor over here to check chat for the most part and painting stuff. While I'm waiting, I could take some orange. I could do some orange. Inferno orange. I mean, that sound. If anything sounds like a Fire Slayer's color, that's Inferno orange. Inferno. Did he put you over last week? I don't know. I assume he did. In the pick of the week section or something? Probably. I don't want to get a big head or anything. But Heywoah makes a video for the first time in 4 years. And it's in every army. You know, it's probably noteworthy in something like that. I mean, he probably had, I imagine what he did is he had like a real pick of the week that he was planning on doing, and then like, oh yeah, Heywoah did something too. It's not gonna hog, like a whole thing. Part of the reason why pick of the week exists also is kind of part of the reason why the show exists. It's to a degree to showcase or shine a spotlight on new and starting content people, because the man just wants to watch the world paint and promote good content, which is really cool. I can't keep up with it, and I don't watch a lot of other content really. And so man's kind of saint. Let's see, what am I doing here? Alright, enormous orange, I guess that'll... I wish for this to be a little closer to white, I think. Might put some white in there. Multi-language build, English, Italian, and enough Spanish to work in schools there. Do I have a multi-language build? I don't. I'm halfway decent at English, and have, not without attempting, totally inept at learning other languages. Just hopeless. You know, what are you gonna do? You know, tried a little Spanish, tried a little French, tried a little Japanese. Just doesn't work out. My brain is a one language brain. And so I'm always so impressed when people are bilingual or even more than that. So impressive to me. 1 second. I'm doing some, what is it called? Wet on wet stuff here, so I have to just look at this long enough before it dries. I'll check chat in a second. Yeah, I just learned what that's called. Somebody said it in chat. I don't know if they might have been memeing on me, but supposedly it's called wet on wet blending. I know it's not a meme. I just didn't know if the name was correct or not. Alright, don't want to run out of time. I put white on there first so that the yellow would look okay. For anyone wondering. Oh, for sure. Somebody in chat says it's easier to do with oils. Yes, that's what they're made for. They are designed to do that. Alright, I might have done this too slowly. Might have wasted too much time. we go. Sorry, I'm gonna have to scroll up to see those comments. Apologies. There we go. Nice little gradient. Nice little orange to yellow gradient there. I am definitely going to have to deepen the green of this slime as I'm looking at it right now. This slime is going to have to get deeper for sure. It's too bright. It's too damn bright. Alright, now I missed a bunch of comments, let me... let's see... clean 57k views now. No, we have 55 people watching. Oh, you mean on the video? Yeah, probably. It'd be nice if it got to 60 today, but I think it's 9 p.m. I'm probably not going to do it. Have you ever had the opportunity to kill a Kairos, or has the pinks just bogged you down? I haven't played against a lot of Tzeentch. I played against Tzeentch a few times in first edition. Only, I want to say, only once in third edition. I've killed Kairos Fateweaver more often than not. But it's a real rough matchup, or it was way in the past. Because back then they would just run a million pinks and you didn't have enough damage to actually get through them usually. It took forever, but they were on Change Host at the time and it was just a much different game that you played very differently, right? The one time I played against Tzeentch in 3rd edition, it doesn't count. Or at least I don't think it counts. It was playtesting. And the Tzeentch player overextended a little bit. And then I got that just as you draw it up. Fucking Beast Claw Raiders always be charging. Like rolled a 10 to charge to just like barely catch something into the double turn and just fucking killed everything. You know, just like you draw it up, home run, Babe Ruth pointing to the outfield. So like, doesn't really count. Well, I guess maybe it counts, but you know, it wasn't like a brilliant tactical maneuver that caused me to beat Tzeentch. It was like, you know, Tzeentch player was maybe 1 inch out of position, and then I got a lucky charge, and then I won Prio. So it's like, okay, I'm Beast Claw Raiders. If we get a double turn, we should crush you, and if we don't, we should lose pathetically. And that's kind of like how the book works out early on, anyway. Once you learn Baka and Nichan, you're fluent in anime? Sure, yeah. I mean, pretty close, Dinma, yeah. You learn your honorifics, you learn some hiragana and katakana. You don't even touch kanji with a 10-foot pole. Kanji is more like It's hardly even, technically it's an alphabet, but it's hardly even an alphabet. It's basically a dictionary. Because there's just a symbol for a million different words that have multiple meanings depending on how you draw them. Never learned any of those. I think it's actually pretty common for people who learn Japanese to be passable speakers of it, but they just can't read. There's so much kanji everywhere. Alright, that metal looks dry to me. I kind of want to give him, like... I kind of want to give him a... like a golden beak. Like a golden beak jaw, you know? A grill, if you will. A grill. Is this the type of red that I want for his tongue? I actually do. Normally I would make it a darker shade, but I already have this, and although I am going to darken this up a little bit, I want his tongue that I sculpted out of green stuff to be super red. Super red tongue. Yeah, it's Dwarf Stew. We got a Fire Slayer head in there, we got Kairos Fate Weaver. All your favorites. Some Beast of Chaos, BOC bites, you know. Well, this is kind of a comical thing. I feel like Kairos Fate Weaver would have probably a purple tongue, as I think SJ Arcade suggested, but I want it to be... I'm going a little bit Phantom of the Meme here, alright? Where it's a little bit cartoony. It is a little bit of an intentional Sonic the Hedgehog reference, just a little bit. Just enough to keep you wondering, you know. But those are the colors that I chose. There we go. We got his super long tongue all wiggling and lolling out there. I'm not like very good at green stuff, but this one took me a few tries, but I did it. There he is. I gotta fix the autofocus on this thing, because I know it has that feature. There we go. Tongue lolling out. Blah. Might as well give him his eye right now. Are we going red for his eye as well? I think so. Or, how memey am I getting? Am I giving him... They end every day with a Tums Festival? Oh, okay. Tums Festival, huh? Sounds a little RLM. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I'm gonna try it. You know what? I can always paint over it, you know what I mean? I'm giving him like a pure white Milky Whites, you know? And then a one black dot, since I'm already in a little bit on the meme of the cartoony nature of it. And I'm gonna give him that one eye, and his pupil is gonna be like rolled back at like 10 o'clock. like a cartoon. There we go. I was thinking either that or an X, but I don't think I have a brush that's fine enough to do like X's over his eyes. So I'll give him that one eye that's just like rolled back. It'll be kind of cartoonish, kind of funny. Well, if you're looking for a glossy candy red blue, do a thin layer of gold and then use contrast over it. Yeah, I've done that. I can't remember whomst I did it on. Some other, I was playing with stuff. I don't think I didn't use contrast paint. I think I washed. It was like I used a metal and then I washed over it, like with a thin wash. I'm like, ooh, this tints it. That's cool. It gives it like a little tint. That's neat, like a metallic blue or a metallic green. That's interesting. I'm gonna remember that for the future. It's neat that you can use contrast over it. I should get some contrast paints. Works with lead belcher too. Yeah, I used it with silver. I've used it with some sort of steel. Yeah, for colored metals. It's kind of fun. And even my normal metals, I tend to like, when I was really early and I didn't have any cool paints, I was just using whatever. I would use like the Games Workshop gold and then put Reichland over it just to redden it up a little bit. Alright, I'm waiting for that eye to dry out completely before I give him a pupil where he's looking completely like 10:30 on the clock. This could make or break everything. Gotta do it right. Alright, that's neutral gray. Where's my black at? Actual just fucking... No, that's dark gray. Surely I have an actual black somewhere. Oh, here we go, yeah. Currently doing Griff Charger Gray over Lead Belcher for a dull cobalt. Oh, cool. Yeah, so it's like not reflective at all. Alright, Thamar Black. Time to sink the putt. Ooh. Nope. We must try again. And let's dry this up real nice and then kind of pull it out. As long as you do it right away, you're like mostly safe. And we were. So I totally failed to put the black dot in the right spot. However, I totally succeeded at pulling out all the black before it could ruin everything. And now I only need like one dab of this white and we're good. We're back to being good again. Yep. Alright, we wait for it to dry and try again. It's the beauty of paint. It could have gone worse. Yeah, dabble do ya. Ahem. Have to make sure your meme game is up to par. Yeah, it's true. Your meme has to be high quality. Even if the quality of the meme is very low, and you're doing that on purpose to be funny, you still want it just how you want it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get a different brush here. This shit's like, let me unsheath this like a katana. There we go. The fucking 00 whatever the fuck this thing is. Its name is the Psycho. This shit's serious. What's that brush? What brush is he using? They call it the Psycho. It's thinner than you could possibly imagine. Monofilament brush. All the molecules are lined up one after another. They just stay together based on willpower alone. Alright, I have to like fold in on, I can't like show the camera really, so... Yeah, Duke Nukem music starts playing, exactly. The fucking Psycho. I never looked at the name of the brush until just now, and I'm ever so pleased by what I see. What color do I want here? I want this color. It's like a manga about painting where everything is ridiculous. All the techniques. There we go. Actually, you know what? I bet... I want to kind of try to show you. Maybe I can fix this zoom in ability. Let me try. even possible? Video input, camera control, focus. Okay, if I put it on auto, it just actually sharpens up a little bit, but this is what I was going for the eye here. So it's hard to see, but because the whites are obviously blown out, if I was using any sort of real in-camera stuff, I'd be seeing zebras everywhere because it's simply too bright. I wonder if I can tone this down. Can this brightness be chilled a little bit? No, it really can't. Where's my exposure at? There. It's like super dark, but I'm just doing this so that you can kind of see it properly. Anyway, this is my boy. There's his tongue lolling out. Alright, I think we got the meme. I think the meme works. Anyway, let me switch this back to like proper -6 maybe? Yeah, maybe -6 is fine. And then switch the focus and focus on this again. Yeah. Alright, that took a long time. We did it. Yeah, 5 out of 7 meme executed. We got there. We got him. This is probably a superior brightness even though you can't see this because it's like black. I feel like this is just, it makes the colors look more how they actually look, right? I should have done that 3 hours and 12 minutes ago. Holy shit, I told you guys that this first one would be scuffed, but we're good now, so everything's fine. In the future, we gotta think to the future here. Who's more embarrassed? The teams who lose to Air Bud or the teams that lose to the protagonist in season 1 of a sports anime? You know what? I haven't seen many seasons of sports anime. But the few that I have seen, the people who lose to them right away tend to become like their bros over time. And or like mentor position or something like they're kind of like cheering them on and being general bros about it, usually. And you realize that, oh, you know, we're all competitors or whatever, and they have a mutual respect, but I don't know. Maybe that's just the one that I was thinking of, or two. One thing that I got to work on is sitting like this in front of this thing is super painful, unfortunately. Anyway, chat. I hate to cut it off early, but I'm in pain, and I gotta eat some big dinner. Now that we finally have the stream looking good, I can just fucking leave. Apologies, but it has to be the case. And next time I feel like I should be able to get more work done. Listen to your body? Yeah, I guess so. I'm sick of listening to my body, to be honest, but chronic pain is a real thing. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm gonna be, let's see, hopefully I'm gonna record Wednesday, if I'm done with the script by then. And then Friday, honestly, maybe another painting stream. I want to get this painting shit done. I have so many ogres to paint. I got Aiden Deepkin to paint. Unless there's big news, maybe this is what we do. I don't know. How did you guys like it? Give me some feedback on Discord or wherever, right? If there's just nothing to talk about for AOS, I'm not trying to read a news article that says nothing and bullshit back and forth, you know? There's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to talk about, I'll paint and then talk about something anyway, right? Maybe it's just nice to chill and do some hobby, right? Anyway, TY for watching, I appreciate it. I have a new thing. Okay, this might not work. This might not work, but I have a new thing. Hold up. At the end, you know when I say credits? Well, there was a widget. I've learned about widgets, right? There's a widget that does like credits. It'll do credits. So at the end of the stream, the credits are supposed to roll, and it says like who subbed and who did stuff, and it like names them and everything. So I want to see if that worked. I set it up, but I don't know if it works because you can't test it. And I think it's hella fucking corny and fun. So anyway, we'll see if this one works. Please enjoy some credits music, possibly credits themselves. Hopefully it actually works. It'd be funny if it did. And I'm going to deposit you guys in some other Warhammer channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see ya Friday.